Hey kiddos, it is Tanglewood Sue here. I'm a storyteller, I'm an artist, an upcycler, a neurodivergent for sure, and definitely a maximalist. But above all those other things, I am a teacher. I love to help you guys reach your goals, whatever they may be. And the question I get most asked all of the time, where do I get started? Sue, how do I start a project? Where do I begin? Do I get supplies? Do I get inspiration? Do I find the peace? I'm so glad you're here because that's what we're going to conquer today. That's where we're going to start. I'm going to help you figure out the steps through these videos of how to start, where to start, what to start with. And also we're going to talk about why. Why are we doing this? And I hope that this will give you not only the inspiration that you need, but the roadmap that will be easy to follow. All right, because there's nothing more exciting than finishing your first project and feeling that pride and joy that it brings you. So let's start with step one, scoping out your project. So we're gonna start right here in my own home, all right? We are gonna look around and we're gonna see what's working, what's not working, and where there might be an opening for the perfect project, all right? So for me, form follows function. I want something beautiful, but I want it to serve a purpose. I want it to fix something. For example, let's just start right here on the porch. It's your mail in your cowboy boots. Is there a better place for your mail to live? There probably is. I know that that probably will be for me. You can consider that a little bit of foreshadowing. I do have a whole place for organization here. So form follows function, right? It might be a mess, but at least there's a place for everything. And someday everything will be in its place. But come on in, let's get started and let's see what we figure out together. So as we move through my house, I want to figure out 3 goals. I want to figure out where, I want to figure out why, and I want to figure out how big. So I really want you guys to focus on the fact that it's not whether it's clean or it's dirty or it's tidy or it's not tidy. Spoiler alert, it's not tidy and it's basically not clean either. But where does your eye go when you walk in? So this is a new little area for me. It's not perfect yet, but I like having this area of seating, some lamps, and some art. Also, it's really important to me to have color. So I'm creating a frame and then another color and then a frame and then another color. That's my personal taste. It may not be yours, but that's something to think about if one room opens up into another room. So let's just take a look around and see where we are having some trouble spots or where might be a good place to start on this project. So this was a really good idea at the time. I had some flowers, now they're dead. But for the time being, when I walked in and I saw this vignette of fresh flowers, that was a win. Okay. So then we're going to come over here and I do like this table. It is a dumping ground. You can see we've got the Amazon box, the deodorant, stuff that needs to go out, recycling. Like this is not bringing me joy right here. If this was set up nicely and the lights on and maybe the place setting, yeah, but I don't do that. So we're going to come back to this area because I'm thinking this might be our spot. This area, I am hanging up all my photographs and pictures and art, and I haven't done it yet, so it is just staying here. And in general, it's not a useful spot. It's just a catch-all, and I'm a little overwhelmed by all of my coats here, okay? So we're just going to keep a note on that. We've worked on the kitchen. We're almost there with the kitchen. I don't really see any trouble spots in the kitchen yet, except that I need to put the dishes away. And my eye in here definitely goes off in this direction. I'm kind of camouflaging mess with color. This area right here, I do actually really like because it generally stays tidy. I like having a light on. And it's just a nice little vignette. So we've got some art here. We've got the light. And this doesn't get too messy in general. I also usually like to keep this pretty clean. It's not so bad right now, but just keeping a couple chairs here. This is an inviting place for people to sit. And this just needs to be kind of cleared off. But I love this area. This was a vintage lamp I got. And then just some colorful glasses just right here. If we just stand right here, this is one of those spaces that kind of brings me a little bit of joy. I can look out. I got my ineffective but colorful knives here. So that's what I mean. Like, we don't have to look at the whole room or the mess of the room. We can just look, like, where do you stand when you're doing your dishes? Does it make you happy? Is it bright and colorful? Is it serene and soothing? Or is it like messy and you hate doing dishes? Well, maybe change your view of where you do the dishes. Okay. So we're going to walk back here, see where our trouble spots are. Tidy as we go. So in this room, I'm loving this room. It's not how I want it arranged yet because my furniture doesn't fit the space. But in general, my eye goes to my armoire, and this has created a space for me that I love. And instead of it just being a place for the TV, it's definitely a place that my eye is happy seeing, again, for me, color. And the same back here. Now, this is, I'm telling you guys, I'm not hiding anything from you. So these are the doom piles of supplies and hardware and everything that got shoved back here during the construction that I am slowly putting away, unearthing. I'm just letting you guys in behind the scenes. And for me personally, I like to have a pretty place to put everything. So this is an idea. If you have an old armoire, let me get that shut for you. Magnets here hold all the tools I use most frequently. Baskets inside of here. I'm redoing it all and getting rid of all the tools I don't actually need, but it's pretty and it's functional and I use it all the time and it's hidden in plain sight, basically. So in this room, I feel like once I get it tidy, there's nothing really I need. I have the desk, I have the storage, and then eventually we'll be able to see the floor, and that will be so freaking awesome. And again, here, I just love, we've got pink, and then a darker pink, and then the mustard, and then the orange, and then it goes into the other room straight out. For me, this matters. If you can see from one room into the next, make them cohesive. So where else do we have a problem? This actually works if it's tidy. I did once try to put something here. This isn't really where my eye lands most of the time, so I don't really think this is where we should focus, but it is nice sometimes right by the door to have a little landing zone. I just found like this one was too crowded. This bathroom does not work for me at all right now. Not at all. I've got this giant piece. It's taking up too much space. It is functional because we've got the kitty litter in here. But like having a bookshelf and everything, I don't use this. And then I need more counter space because there's really not enough here. And it would probably just help if I put the drawers on and then I could use the drawers. But this could be a place that we try to attack, but I feel like we just attacked a bathroom. So we're going to save this bathroom, I think. So let's keep looking around. I'm feeling like we should attack the entryway. And this is why. There's no organization here. We have multiple places that are holding mail. Hold it here, my boot underneath. This is just a catch-all. We don't really have the art here. And this is a place we see every single day. We've got this piece here. It doesn't fit the space. We've got some art that's just incongruent. Like it's just not going. We've got bags that are supposed to go out. I just feel like this whole area right here is where we need to attack. So we've taken a tour of my house for better or for worse. And quite honestly, this is speaking to me. This is telling me I'm a problem. Please solve me. All right. So I just feel like I have this piece over here that's just kind of hanging out and is a dumping ground. I have another dumping ground. I have a dumping ground underneath it, and yet there's no space to put anything. And I want to solve this problem. So the first thing I got to do, kiddos, is measure. I got to measure and see how much space I have. And then in our next video, we're going to go hunting for the perfect piece. And we might even find it in my house. So the good news about this space is I do have a little bit of flexibility. This chair is sticking out, but I do have room to move that table over if I need to. So let's see just what we have here between the spaces. We've got 47 inches. That's a pretty good size. But let's take this into account. The ledge, okay, We don't want to go all the way to the window. So we're going to do the ledge. That's more like 45 inches. So 45 inches. As far as it coming out, I mean, right now we're already coming out 20 inches. I would say we could come out, let's see, almost 32. Let me stand here. Let me stand here because when you walk in your front door, you do want to make sure that, you know, you're not walking right into something. So I would say 32 would be about the depth that would work depending on the piece and depending how high it is. There's no limit on how high this piece needs to be or how short this piece needs to be. Let's talk about function. What do we want it to do? This is going to be my entryway organizer of sorts. I'm going to want a mirror. Mama always taught me, because I'm a Southern girl, you got to check your teeth before you walk out the door. Okay, so we want a mirror. We have all these bits and pieces of things everywhere, and I want somewhere to put my mail and put my lipstick and check my teeth and brush my hair and probably put my glasses and my keys. Like just some place that says, put me here. Because right now, this table says, put me here. This table says, put me here. This table says, put me here. We need one central location that says, put me down here so you can find me again. Remember, neurospicy. All right. So we have our measurements. We have our form. We have our function.